The Speaker of Parliament has had his residence sold to a private developer.
He says.
Or so he says.
And then
Lands Commission is saying, nah, lie, it will be true. I don't know whether you've heard this.
Well, I think the Lands Commission is the authority that we can rely on because they will definitely do the verification.
But it's the Speaker.
And I think the Speaker has made it difficult. Because first of all, he refused to name the estate developer the said land the place was sold to. Two, he said that when the person got to the Lands Commission, that it was discovered that it was the Speaker's right, so the transaction was what? Truncated. So at the end of the day, really a record will not exist at the Lands Commission that the land was ever sold to somebody.
Yeah.
So there will be no such record.
Didn't go through the full
go through the process. But if you had named the real estate company that it was sold to Evis Daco Limited, then we can then find out from Evis Daco Limited and who sold the land and all that. But since he didn't provide that information, and then the Lands Commission says no such record exists, and that they've never encountered anything like that. And what rather happened was that as a Lands Commission, they realized that the name state lands is too vague. So lands lie everywhere.
Yeah.
And then by the time they see some is sold to somebody and then they are coming to regularize. So what the Lands Commission has been doing is that they've been writing to all state institutions that any land that has been allocated to you, the state institution, come forward and come and register it in the name of the institution.
Okay.
So that it's no longer remaining as state land. It becomes land for institution A or B or C. They felt that that will curtail this system where people can easily sell the land because it is in the octopus name of state land. And that, based on that premise, they wrote to Parliament, and Parliament decided that they would take the offer. And then they wrote that, okay, they want the place to be permanent, so they took it up, and then the process was done, and eventually it was given to Parliament. So it's going to be difficult for us to say that it happened or did not happen. Because the Records and Lands Commission said nothing has happened. The Speaker also said that, indeed, the Land Committee stopped the process from going further. But because he didn't name the institution and even the year that the incident happened, it's also
so I guess,
so then clearly there's a problem.
Yeah.
But the way state lands are sold in this country, the possibility that somebody may try to sell to somebody is not something that we can completely rule out. If you rule it out completely, it may be a problem. Somebody can defraud you and say, this land, me, I have connection. I can help you buy it, collect your money. And later you realize that the land, the person has just taken your money, but you are not going to get access. Because it is at that point where you go to Lands Commission to check what is the ownership of that. Before you realize that even though it's a state land, some public institution is occupying it, you can't take possession of it.
So let's wrap up the conversation. Let me just quickly read this here. It says, this is the speaker speaking here. He says, many of you don't know that even the residence of the speaker was almost sold to the private sector. Almost sold. Actually, it was given out. It was when they went to register that the Lands Commission identified that it was the residence of the speaker. So, luckily, I was inside, so it was saved. This is what he says. So, I actually think that nothing strange seems to have gone on here. It's land. It seems available. Somebody has done a transaction and says, we are going ahead with this. Then the people did due diligence by going to Lands Commission. And Lands Commission said, but this thing that you are talking about here, pay what is on our paper here. This is the residence of the speaker. And truly, the man was living in that.
Okay, I haven't listened. Sorry, I didn't watch or listen to the what the speaker said. But you know, this is the same building. I have been to that residence a couple of times. This is the same building that Bejina Sechi Hughes occupied.
Yes.
And you remember the scandal of him leaving the place, taking items and other things from the house. This is as far back as 2009, January 2009.
Okay.
Meaning that the place was put up earlier.
Yeah.
Okay, 2009. Look at the statements that Lands Commission issued. That they, as at February 14th this year,
yes,
was when they did what? Check. I think that's the last two.
When they apply for allocation to them.
You
get it.
The Lands Commission made an offer of allocation to parliamentary service.
Yeah.
So, offer to parliamentary service for a house that used to be the residence of the speakers.
Other speakers.
Other speakers.
Lived there.
But they have not, the parliamentary service has not acquired it. You see, the law is that it's a state land, but if it's allocated to you, you must go to a process and pay the fees and everything for it to be given that document, and that it is now for parliamentary service.
Okay. All that I'm saying is that 2009.
We've had this challenge.
We've had all this. It's a land that you have put up your building.
Yes, and they never accepted the offer.
I mean, then why would we wait?
Entire parliament.
Yes, Bejina Sechi Hughes. The lawmaker.
Yes.
Bejina Sechi Hughes.
Yes.
Banfordado.
Yes.
All
of them stay there.
Who else? After Doa Jaho, who do we have now?
Michael Quay.
Michael Quay. And then Bagbin now. How many speakers who have occupied that same building?
Yeah.
It was until this year, before you started, processes, you get it. But see, it's very difficult, so then they open up themselves for some of this controversy. Whether Bagbin is right or, the Lands Commission, it's right. Nobody can say that for a fact now. But state lands, David, if you followed state lands issue in this country, it's a very hot cake. People go and buy some of this land. In prime areas. They buy them for sometimes $100,000 and sell it for millions of dollars. And so people, that is what they make their money from. They are land hunters. I know a couple of them. Are we done?
Yes, please, we are done.
Say something.
I don't want to jump further.
Don't let them stop now.
Thank you very much for joining us this morning on the show. I'm really grateful. Frema will be joining us next week. You can enjoy your time with
What are you running away from?
Thank you so much for joining us this morning.
The state must take. See, as Sensu said, they want to take charge of state. We must see that the state must document all state lands in this country.
It's way overdue.
We must.
Overdue.
And issue passports to all the institutions that they've allocated lands to.
Judges live in bungalows, and then one morning, bulldozers come and they are taking over the place.
I want to say thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Ladies and
gentlemen, we have to discuss this issue next week.
For watching the news review segment this morning. I told you about my two favorite people on the planet.